Toe! Give yourself a round of applause. And I was here 2 weeks ago, and I was a little nervous. It was my first time, so I had a couple of motherfucking jokes, so I'm gonna try to calm it down a little bit. I used to live in Carmichael about 5 months ago. Anybody out there from Carmichael? Okay, thank you. You know, it was really sad living out there. You know, it was kind of fucked up because maybe it was just the people that I was with. Most of them were out there on Oxycontin, you know, crystal meth. But the fucked up part about it is that on every corner there was a Western Dental. Why the fuck you don't have no teeth? You don't have Medi-Cal? If you don't have Medi-Cal, then take your ass to the store and buy you some chiclets. Put them up in there. I don't give a fuck if you use chalk, but stop walking around like a Halloween pumpkin on Jack-o'-lantern day. Tooth, 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 tooth. I don't have no tooth. Okay? Where are they? You know? So it was kind of fucked up. You know, I just, anybody ever won a contest of any sort, you know, like that big old giant big ass check that you get from Publishers Clearinghouse? No. Okay, well, I won a check before. I won a contest, you know, and I was excited. I got up there, you know, I'm a black man. I've never won anything before. The only thing I've ever won was who could run from the police the fastest. And the loser goes to jail, okay? So anyway, I won this big ass check, and I'm standing on a stage, and they present me this check, and I'm all excited, and I grab the check. Like I said, I've never won anything before in my life, so I grabbed this big ass check, and I started walking to my car, and I look around, and I started running hella fast like I was Charlie Bucket on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I got a big ass check, I got a big ass check. So the next day, I'm on my way to the bank. I go and get my check. I come out with this big ass check, okay? I'm standing in line in the bank, and there was people behind me, and these ladies were like, so I turn around, I said, excuse me, ma'am, did you say something to me? Oh, no, sir, you have a nice day. So I turned back around, and the gentleman in front of me was laying on the ground, he was bleeding. I said, sir, are you okay? Is everything all right? He says, no, you cut me with that big ass check. So I'm standing in line waiting for the bank teller. She comes up to me and I stand there. She says, sir, I know you're in line with that big ass check. The check's not even real. You need to get all the information you need from the next contest you win, because this is a cardboard check and it is not valid here. So get your ass out of line, please. Get your ass out of line. Anybody out there ever been to jail? Listen, going to jail is fucked up. You know, why does everybody always say when they go to jail, I went to jail on some bullshit? Well, sir, if you didn't light the schoolhouse on fire, they wouldn't have prosecuted you for arson. That's some bullshit. Well, I went to jail one time, you know, and it was a fucked up scene, you know. The copper came by the cell. I was standing in the cell, and he came by and says, are you suicidal? I said, maybe. So anyway, the copper, I didn't know that the copper was gay, and he came up and says, really? Okay. So he walks off. 20 minutes later, they come back and get me, and they take me to the cell to where you go and get your orange jumpsuit on. So they come out of the room with a big blue tarp with a hole in the top. I didn't know that this is what I was going to wear when I get up to the cell, right? So I'm thinking I'm going up to the 8th floor. So if anybody you ever been to jail in Sacramento, that's where they take you, to the 8th floor. They took my ass to the 2nd floor. And the 2nd floor is where the nut house is at. All the crazy people. So I get off the elevator, and there's a guy sitting in the corner going, where's Buddy? Where the hell is Buddy? Where are you? So I get out, I say, sir, I don't know who the fuck Buddy is, but if you bring your ass in my cell, I'm gonna beat you and Buddy's ass. Okay? So 2 days later, they take me down to this place called Schmick. Has anyone ever been to Schmick? Well, for those of you who don't know what Schmick is, it is the psych ward. Right there on Stockton Boulevard. Just keep on going straight down. So I get to the psych ward, you know, they go ahead and I do the intake and everything. And I, you know, get intaked in or whatever. They put me with this crazy ass suit on. So I'm walking by and I'm looking through the windows and I see this guy. You know, I look through the window and he's like painting, finger painting, you know? And I'm like, oh shit, that is cool. You know, he's got palm trees, you know, rabbits, squirrels. I didn't know if it was, you know, the rainforest or if he was making Yellowstone Park. So I wanted to get a better look. So I go in and I look inside and he's painting with shit. Okay, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here? He's painting with shit. So I look in there and he says, hey, buddy. I guess we found out where Buddy was, okay? So I go to the next window and I look in and I see this lady. She's coming out of her room or whatever you want to call it with a pair of panties on top of her head. And I'm like, nurse, are you going to do anything about this? She says, oh, that's just Patty. Patty? Well, Patty's a crazy bitch, okay? She's walking around with a pair of panties on top of her head. So the nurse comes in, oh, come here, Patty. And she pulls the panties off her head and she's got a forehead full of shit. Yeah, that sounds disgusting until you actually see the shit on her head. So I just want to give you an advice that if you ever go to jail, do not tell them that you're suicidal or you're crazy, because you might end up in schmick with shit man, panty pants head Patty, and Buddy. Okay? So fellas, I just want to give you that. I want to ask you a question real quick before my time is up. If you ever decide, or you decide to make love to your girl one night, you go out there and you guys are hanging out and you're feeling good and you get to rubbing yourself and all of a sudden you look at your girl and you look at her, she looks at you and say, baby, you know what's up, come on. And she comes up to you and says, my mama said don't start nothing I can't finish. That's why I can't suck your dick. So then the next time you go out and make love to your girl, you tell your girl, and she's going out there and she's rubbing herself this time, and you tell her, my daddy said don't put more on my plate that I can't eat. That's why I can't eat your pussy. I'm PeaZee. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night.